Buddy, Courtney Morse, Natural Wellness Physiotherapy. Today we're going to talk about some SI joint pain. This is something we hear about a lot from across all different spectrums, whether it's powerlifters, doing deadlift and squat, or it's runners. But it's that pain that we feel right here at the bony prominence where our sacrum, this kind of triangular piece of your tailbone, meets the ilium, the big kind of earlobe-looking pieces, of our pelvis. A lot of times what goes on in through here is we don't see it on our skeleton here, but at this point we have a lot of ligaments that connect our sacrum to our ilium here, right? And so what happens is if our hip muscles are not strong, what happens is we get like a little bit of play in here, right? And this is what people will say is like, it feels like my SI joint is out. Well, we've kind of proved pretty convincingly that your SI joint doesn't really move, right? Tissues around it can move, but for the past 20 years, we've known that the SI joint is practically fused in there, right? It's a very stable and sturdy joint, but the tissues around it can get some soreness as well too. So what we've noticed here is when people's hip muscles are not strong, is that now we start getting like a little bit of movement in through here, through some of those soft tissues. Well, what happens is all of these ligaments that connect your ilium to your sacrum are now getting, they almost act like an emergency brake, right? Is that if your hip is not able to provide the stability, this inner connective tissue will. And so now what happens is we have all these all these little ligaments on here. Now they kind of get inflamed, right? And this is a completely made up term, but we almost get like ligamentitis, right? It's inflammation of the ligaments right through here. So if that's an area where you feel some of this discomfort right here on those one or two little bony prominences in the back, a lot of times, that it can be pretty debilitating, but some hip strengthening, a little bit of manual therapy back there, that can clean this stuff up in really short order. And we'll pull her shirt back down here for that. But if you have questions about that, or if that's your pain, leave a comment below, because that stuff is really easy for us to clean up. And then, with a little bit of hip stability, it keeps that stuff away long term. So if you have questions, drop them in the comments. Until next time, Courtney Morse, Natural Wellness Physiotherapy.